What level of confidence is required in the private sector? And especially if we're going for mid-level careers. And I wanted to answer this question specifically because as I have been coaching more humanitarians to transition to the private sector, I noticed that there is a lot of confidence issues that they believe they have. And confidence issues are related to, I don't know anything about the sector, I don't know anything about the private sector, and therefore their confidence level keeps dropping. And it drops to a level that they feel like they can't really go for a job at mid-level career and they need to start from scratch. And I wanted to talk about several myths that's happening around confidence and then come back to answering what level of confidence is needed for our transitioning to the private sector to be successful. So the reason why we get our confidence lower and lower a lot of the time in the transition process is because we believe, and this is a myth, we believe that we need to have more experience to feel confident. And then we have also now probably seen a lot of examples of young people who have no experience feeling confident and doing things and being successful in whatever they're doing. So that also demonstrates, that's a great demonstration of how experience does not equal confidence. And we equally have a lot of examples of professionals in the humanitarian sector who have been holding positions at very high level, and they still would say that they're lacking confidence in themselves or in something that they're doing. So again, a demonstration of how experience does not equal confidence. It can, but it doesn't always. So therefore, the question is, why do we have this confidence issue problem even if we have the experience? Right? We have the experience of problem solving. We have the experience of working in the most complex, politically highly sensitive environments and still feel like we're lacking confidence because we are believing that whatever we have so far is not enough. We are believing that we're not able to solve the problems that the private sector has. We are believing that because we haven't worked in the private sector, therefore we can't really do things the way that we know how, and therefore our confidence level is dropping down. So what I would love instead for you to really start looking at is, one is a confidence in yourself as a professional, as a human, and the other one, confidence in a specific area. And if you start distinguishing the two, you start realizing that you can have all the confidence you want about you as a human, as a professional, because you have been able to demonstrate how you're able to solve certain things, how you're able to manage certain things, certain problems, certain operations, all of these things. And that all of those can give you the evidence of how you're capable professional. Right? But you may not know specific things about the private sector, which is fine. And therefore, networking and finding out more about the company is necessary. But still, it doesn't mean that you're lacking the abilities, the skill sets to be solving things in the private sector. So that's one thing, right? The other myth that stops us from being confident in selling things, selling our expertise at the level that we want to, is because we have somehow tied rejections to our confidence level. So the more rejections we get, the lower confidence we have, right? Somehow. And the question is, why are we tying the two? Why more rejections equals less confidence? In the private sector, I would say the opposite is true most of the time. The more rejections you get, the closer you are to the goal. Therefore, you are supposed to have more rejections to find out what's working and what's not, so that you can actually get on with the things that's working. So therefore, we need to learn to not tie our confidence level to anything external, right? External events or external facts that are happening in our lives shouldn't be influencing our confidence level, because confidence is coming from our abilities, from our expertise, from our skill set. They're not coming from how many rejections we get, how many people say that it's not going to work, or how many people are going to say that, are you sure this is what you're doing? Whatever it is, it's not coming from that. The confidence is coming from all the experience, all the skill sets, all the ways that we have problem solved and worked on things and worked with people. All of these skill sets should be giving us a confidence that enable us to say that, okay, I'm able to solve this at this level. So therefore, once we start understanding that we don't need to um, like put our confidence level in equal terms with having an exact experience in the private sector, right? So in other words, if I can only feel confident if I have the exact experience in the private sector. Therefore, if we don't equalize them, instead we have already great experience and expertise in another sector. Now we want to transfer it to the private sector, and we don't need to tie our confidence level to rejections or how things are not working. Instead, keep standing for how confident we are in how we are able to solve the problems. Now we need to understand the main requirement, or the the level of confidence that is required for transitioning to the private sector to be successful is for us to believe and really see how we are able to make them money. This is what it comes down to. Whether you call it profit, revenue, money, all of the same things. I mean, profit and revenue are different, but you know what I mean? Like, in the end of the day, if we believe that we are able to help the company make money, whether it's in terms of profit or in terms of revenue, that's what they want to buy. And that level of confidence is what we need to have. Now, specifics as to what level that can be, if we are going for a salary of 150 to 100K, then obviously our level of confidence in our abilities, in our skill set should be that we can make the company double that in one year, right? We need to have that level of confidence in ourselves, in our abilities, in our skill sets, in our expertise, that we can make the company the double of that if they will hire us. And when we have that level of confidence, then selling becomes very easy. Selling becomes like a natural next step of course, you should hire me and I should be able to do this for you. Here is how. Becomes more self-evident. But we cannot come to that level of confidence if we are struggling with confidence level to begin with in all the different other ways, right? So if we keep feeling like, oh, I'm not confident at all that this will work, I don't think they will hire me, I don't think I'm a good fit, I don't think this is going to work because I have no clue. If we are like debating and battling those levels of confidence, then we cannot come to the level of confidence that is required for us to feel convinced, convicted that you should hire me. Here is why, and here is how I can help you make the double of what you're paying me for your company and then have that negotiation or have that confident conversation, sales conversation with them, with the company, right? So that's what's required. And we can build that level of confidence, but in order to build that level of confidence, we need to get rid of all the basic confidence issues, but also we need to start feeling comfortable with sales conversations, with sales as such, with money and all of the other moving pieces that are essential in the private sector, right? And we need to feel also comfortable selling our expertise and selling it at the level that we want to without underselling ourselves. And underselling happens when we don't believe that we can make the company the profit they want to. And maybe not directly, maybe through supporting other teams or through doing other things, but still, you need to feel comfortable and have that level of confidence that says that I have no problem working for private sector. I have no problem helping them make them profit the revenue that they want to. And here is how I can support them. And here is how my expertise will be useful. And having that comfort level to be speaking to them and saying and selling your expertise that way, right? So that level of confidence is what we are looking for. And as I get ready to record my materials for supporting my group who is transitioning to the private sector, I was really thinking about, okay, how can I help them conceptualize these levels of confidence in a way that, okay, if we're selling our expertise at 150 to 100K a year level, then how that confidence feels and what are the articulate ways of us explaining how we can make the company the money they want to. And if we're going for more, then how can we articulate it and how that looks like. I was really thinking how to showcase it to my people so that they start seeing for themselves that that level of confidence I want to build in within myself so that I know how to talk about myself, I know how to talk about my skill set, I know how to talk about my expertise, I know how to articulate it in a tailor-made way to their needs. I know how to do that at this level. And all of this will give us and boost our confidence even more to be going for it. And this happens after, excuse me, we have resolved a lot of the confidence issues that we have just highlighted, and there might be more. And I would love for you to, excuse me, start really thinking about, okay, what is the level of confidence I want to build up within myself to be selling this to the private sector and how that looks like, and what are the problems I'm proposing to solve for them, and how I can do that using my expertise, and how that level of confidence feels like within my body to be able to do that without needing to just give in and undersell because that feels easier and that feels less scary. I feel a lot of the times we tend to give in to fear because we just believe that that level of confidence is unattainable or that level of confidence is not really our thing or whatever it is, right? But the downside of that, unfortunately, is that we are agreeing to then accept any terms that the company is offering or accept any conditions that may harm us even more or make us not grow in the way that we want to if we don't really work on that confidence level. And having worked on that confidence level at least once will give us the foundation and the all the necessary forces for us to be able to keep building on it and keep building on it, rather than keep shying away and keep avoiding and keep feeling uncomfortable and keep getting more rejections because we just feel like we cannot go for the level of work that we want to, or we cannot represent ourselves at the level that we want to, right? So that's why I would love for you to either work with me or work on yourself, or work with someone else to really make this part solid so that you are no longer um, battling yourself, you're no longer fearing things, you're no longer insecure about things, but rather, okay, this is what I want to get it dialed down so that I know how to do this at this level. I know how to do it without underselling myself. I know what it takes and what is it that they are wanting me to talk about and problem solve. And I want to get it so dialed down so that I no longer need to worry about anything, but focus on how best to sell my expertise. So, my dears, if you'd like to work on this, there is a link below. I would love to talk to you. In the meantime, have a beautiful week and be a beautiful